Hell yeah. All right, let's see what else I've got that is YouTube appropriate here. We could do liberal hive mind. We should be good to do liberal hive mind. We're gonna amplify his voice a little bit. Y'all ready, crew? You ready for this? We're gonna check out Joe Biden gives up and admits that there's nothing that can be done. This is a liberal hive mind report. Y'all make sure y'all get back to his page. Thank you, Bird and FJB leading to Let's Go Brandon. You right? Like he did it. He did do FJB first and killed it. But I like FJB 2 better. Like I did that one yesterday, and I like it a lot better. It just seemed like it hit a little bit harder. But they were both they were both bangers. All right, so we're gonna check out Joe Biden gives up and admits that there's nothing can be done. He is totally defeated by the liberal hive. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Now, Joe Biden has been obviously a catastrophic failure from an objective perspective. I mean, from the left, from the right, pretty much everyone has the same point of view. But you know when you're...
You would think that, but there are still some people that think that motherfucker did a good day. Like he's winning.
A real failure, you know when it really starts to kick in? When not only...
Local company gives all employees with handguns for Christmas. That's fucking awesome. When I have a small business one day, I'm going to be able to do that.
Are you a failure to everybody else, but you're a failure by your own standard as
that hook was slamming on there.
well. When you take on a new task or take on a new endeavor, you tell yourself,
He said fuck Brandon too.
I'm going to accomplish this thing. This is my goal. This is what I'm going to do. And then you just catastrophically fail at pretty much everything you intended to accomplish and get to a point where you literally just give up. Joe Biden is at that point. He seems to be at the point where he has just given up as president. Nothing's working. His approval rating still hasn't bounced back like liberals were hoping.
And it will not. It's continuous decline. Hopefully for 3 more years, because hopefully he lives and thwarts the plot of Kamala Harris.
Agenda is not being passed. All the promises that he made, he either backstabbed his voters willingly or consciously, or got blocked.
He never intended to. Like, this is a communist takeover. Like, him surviving to the end of his presidency is the best case scenario for so many fucking reasons, right? Because if he survives to the end of his presidency, that means communism didn't win in the next 3 years. It means that it's not the end of days, and that we might actually come out of this in a better place. And it means that we don't get stuck with Kamala Harris. So, like, that's win-win-win for me. So I'm hoping he makes it to the end of his term. I'm hoping that we get an actual election that actually counts. I don't count on that happening, but I hope so.
In the Senate by his own party, or blocked by the Supreme Court on countless occasions. And now his main staple promise, well, I guess the main promise was, I'm not Trump, but other than his I'm not Donald Trump promise, which is probably the only promise that he's kept, he is certainly no Donald Trump. His main focus during the campaign season, and the big selling point for Joe, his approval rating showed it, was that he was gonna shut down the virus.
What I would say is I'm going to shut down the virus, not the country.
Bum, bum, bum. Not the country, huh, Joe? Fuck you. Fuck you and your mandates. Fuck you and your OSHA regulations. Fuck Joe Biden. Let's go, Brandon.
I'm not going to shut down the country. I'm going to shut down the virus.
Bam.
I'm going to shut down the virus.
That's the goal that he set for himself. Joe said,
out of his own mouth shall he be damned.
I'm going to accomplish this feat, this task right over here. This is going to be the identity of my presidency. And let's just say Joe Biden's tune has changed quite significantly, as he has completely given up on accomplishing this goal whatsoever. Another catastrophic failure to add to the list. And let me show you guys everything that's going on here. But of course, before we get into any of it, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible. We're still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from not subscribed viewers. And with that out of the way, let's roll the tape. All right, folks. So let's start off with the same concept we always use, contrast. Let's do a little bit of a flashback. Once again, Joe Biden's goal.
I'm going to shut down the virus. I'll shut down the virus, not the economy. Well, I'm going to shut down the virus. Once we shut down the virus, I'm going to shut down the virus. I'm going to shut down the virus. I'm not going to shut down the country, but I'm going to...
Right, he's constantly shitting his britches.
Shut down the...
both figuratively and literally.
Virus.
Even going as far to say this:
If the president had done his job from the beginning, all the people would still be alive.
Joe Biden
All the people would still be alive because the president decides personally who lives and who dies. Did you know that? I had no fucking clue that the office of the presidency delegated the authority from God to decide who gets to live and who gets to die. I had no clue that that's how that fucking worked. I had no fucking clue. Joe Biden just enlightened me.
Biden was gonna shut down the virus. If Joe Biden was president and not Donald Trump, then all those hundreds of thousands of lives that were lost, well, that would have never happened. That's what he campaigned on. That's the standard that he set for himself. And then, of course, Joe Biden now, demoralized and seemingly has completely given up.
Look, there is no federal solution.
We knew that. I've been saying that shit for 2 years.
This gets solved at a state level.
There is no
It gets solved on a smaller level than that. The leave me the fuck alone level. That's the level it gets solved on. When you leave me the fuck alone, the whole problem goes away.
federal solution to the COVID-19 pandemic. This gets solved at a state level. He has completely given up. Now, first off, there is absolutely no
That's because he doesn't have the power that he was trying to exceed. Like he was trying to exceed his authority and hoping that people would just go along with it. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, right? Like some of that shit, like there was car accidents and they were like, oh, it was the goof. Like, really? For real?
merit
That was a robbery. Somebody got shot. It was the goof.
to that claim whatsoever. The idea that there's no federal solution.
But now, if you only have 2 of them thingies that they stick in you, if you only have 2 of them, guess what? You're not qualified, like as the thing that we can't say on YouTube.
I mean, there's no real solution. The virus is completely endemic in society at this point.
And has been. It was never going to be possible to contain it. It was never a possibility at all.
But what about early treatments? It's the conversation that we haven't been having this entire time. It's the entire success story that we saw in the state of Florida, with Ron DeSantis popping up Regeneron tents pretty much across the state. The federal government could do something to help when it comes to early treatment and making it widely available across the nation, but instead it's this one-track mind focus specifically on the jab and nothing else.
That we have talked about that. You can't see that on YouTube. Y'all check out the alternatives. Check out BitChute. Check out Rumble. I think some of them are on Odyssey. I don't think all of them are. But I tell you why they want this in you so bad. And it's going to be at the point where you can't turn it down, even though you're going to know it's no good. It's about to get terrible.
Mandates that hurt the economy, etc. If the federal government can hurt the situation by having such a bad response, well, then the federal government theoretically should be able to also ameliorate the situation. I mean, Joe Biden literally admitted himself that it was a failure on his part, that it was a mistake to not order the Pfizer pill in advance, claiming specifically that he doesn't know why he didn't do it 2 months earlier, even though other nations had got ahead of the curve, and even before authorization from FBI-like entities in their own country, ordering millions.
FBI like entities, huh?
As the shift in focus pretty much across the globe seems to be focused on early treatment. There's a lot that Joe Biden can do here. He's just been doing the wrong thing. He's been
Yes, indeed. He said, there's a lot he can do here. He's just been doing the wrong thing.
that Joe Biden can do here. He's just been doing the wrong thing. He's been playing politics instead of actually trying to get results done. I mean, for Pete's sakes, the guy literally campaigned on, I have a plan. I mean, here's an interesting...
Yeah, where's it at, Joe? Where's the plan, Joe?
Joe Biden tweet from 2020. We're 8 months into this pandemic, and Donald Trump still doesn't have a plan to get this virus under control. I do. Fast forward to...
We're like 10 months into your presidency, Joe. Where's your fucking plan at? Oh, it's to give up.
Today, there is no federal solution, and it should be solved at a state level. Turns out you didn't have a plan. Turns out you did what you've been doing your entire career. You plagiarized whatever groundwork Donald Trump started out for you. Then you plagiarized Ron DeSantis in your most recent winter plan. And now you've completely given up and are essentially admitting that not only did you never have a plan, but that you don't even plan on creating a new plan, but rather just taking the federal government out of the equation entirely and just leaving it to the states. I mean, what a complete farce. When Donald Trump was president, and there was a lot of uncertainty and panic during the early days of the coup, Trump was doing everything that he possibly could to get things under control. Whether it was travel bans.
I don't agree with most of the actions that Trump took. I think that they overreacted, and he should have just dismissed the whole fucking thing.
Pop-up hospitals, military ship hospital, even disgraced former Governor Andrew Cuomo, claiming that Donald Trump's team has been on the ball, that they've been efficient, on time, and have delivered on all of their promises. Yet Donald Trump was responsible for every single COVID-19 death. He didn't have a plan, and even most recently, Democrat Congress releases a document claiming that President Trump, quote, deliberately undermined the response to the COVID-19. With the Daily Mail reporting, Donald Trump deliberately undermined the COVID-19 response to focus on the election, blocked CDC briefings, and didn't want to wear a mask, and ignored advice so Americans could go back to church and sing in
That's good, though.
choirs. Congress report states Donald Trump is literally Hitler for letting people go to church. Meanwhile, you're supposed to believe that Joe Biden is the coof hero with his literally I give up strategy. I mean, it's nothing but broken promises. Biden affirms that he will eliminate your student debt. And then this meme puts it into perfect perspective, starting off with I'll eliminate your student debt to I'll cancel up to $50K of your student loan debt. I'll cancel only $10K. I won't cancel any student loan debt, but I'll pause the payment. But the payment pause will remain active. I won't cancel any student loan debt and the payment pause will be removed. It's nothing but
Welcome to the Biden presidency. It's all according to plan. Like, there is a plan. The plan is this careful deconstruction of the economy so that we cannot recover and they can roll out communism. Like, that is the goal. That is the plan. And if you look at it through the lens of they're rolling out communism, then it works. Yeah, like, they objectively ignore evidence. Like, this guy is caught admitting from his own mouth that he extorted people. Like, they just made up shit about Trump possibly extorting somebody and tried to impeach him with it. It makes no sense, but they're all in the pocket. Like, it's all a big club, and we ain't in it.
But lie after lie after lie after lie, empty platitudes and ridiculous promises. Please, let's really not forget that not only did Joe Biden promise that he was going to shut down the virus, but Joe Biden promised to cure cancer. And please, we must reiterate this over and over again.
If I'm elected president, you're going to see the single most important thing that changes in America is we're going to cure cancer.
But see, that R and MR and R and R and R, that does that. That's one of the selling points of it, right? So that M and M and R and R and R, that stuff right there that's meant to change your makeup. Yes, indeed. It'll cure cancer. He's letting shit out. Yeah. I just don't know how you can effectively remove the money. Like, I'd like to see, like, I'd like to get behind a candidate and run a social media campaign where it was, like, nearly free and win. Like, crush it with videos and, like, really understand the tech and really get out on the different platforms and just ignore the corporate media altogether and just get a grassroots thing going. I'd like to see that happen. I just don't know that it will. I think that would be good. That's the only way that I can see getting away from the money. Because if you don't have a viral sensation like people like us covering this, then, it just... it doesn't work.
and nobody holds him accountable for the constant lies, the constant pandering, virtue signaling. Instead, all we get are confused liberals writing opinion pieces at the Washington Post, the puzzle of Joe Biden's unpopularity. I mean,
There's no puzzle. Like, the only way there's a puzzle is if you're in that bubble, like that little insulated bubble that they have in different pockets of the country. Like, New York's got a bubble, and San Francisco's got a bubble, and they're like completely disconnected from the rest of the country. The rest of the country understands exactly why Joe Biden is unpopular.
it's such a puzzle why this guy is so deeply unpopular. He runs on one thing and then completely stabs you in the...
Yeah, yeah, they totally, like, the one-sidedness, like they play, oh shit, what, I can't remember which article of protection it is, but they play both sides of it. Like, they try to act like they're a publisher and a platform, but if they're a platform, then they're not supposed to censor. They're supposed to just let it go as long as it's not the actual criminal thing. And that's the protection that they claim, but they act like a publisher by deciding what content they will allow to be on their platform other than legal stuff. And we need to put a stop to that. And that will take a lot of the bite out of Zuckerberg. But this whole metaverse thing, like, they're not worried about Facebook and stuff anymore. That's dying. That whole tech is going out. They're getting this virtual reality spun up. And they're going to get a lot of people sucked in with this.
back. He overpromises and underdelivers. He can't string a coherent sentence together. Moderates were convinced that he's the better alternative to the mayhem and discord of Donald Trump's presidency. The moment we elect this geriatric diaper...
Yeah, it really is. It really, really is. I've dealt with that a little bit. What they can do with that graphene is crazy. Like, literally manipulating your senses from the inside your brain. And, like, completely creating a virtual reality inside your skull. It's real. It sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory, but I can show you the TED Talks.
Wearing old fool, all the hate and division in it.
And, like, they can literally harvest energy from your brain with it. Literally. You remember what they were in the pods, right? Fucking batteries.
This nation will go down. He gets elected and hate crimes spike 2x, 100% in New York alone. Division is the worst it's ever been. In fact, Democrats are actively trying to create second-class citizens. And of course, the trend continues to prove itself correct. Joe Biden is full of it. He's a plagiarist, he's a liar, he's a snake oil salesman, a con artist. In other words, he's a career politician. He tells you what you want to hear for his own benefit, with no actual genuine motivation to actually accomplish said goal. There is no other way to describe it. Nobody would promise to cure cancer in their presidency unless they were a flat-out liar.
Or expected no repercussions. Like, he doesn't expect to live to the end of it, right? If he has the cognitive ability to comprehend that, he doesn't expect to survive to the end of his presidency. He knows he's in stage. Like, everybody knows that. But if he can survive, like, he's not running for re-election, so there's no consequences there. That's why he's okay with destroying the economy. Yeah. And, like, I'm going to do a bit. I'm not sure if it's going to make it on today's show or not, but it might on the second half of the show, because I can't really talk about this freely on the first half. But yeah, like, there's a whole plan, and it all fits together perfectly. But people are like, well, it would take too much, and it really wouldn't. So, yeah. But that is definitely second half of the show stuff. There's stuff I cannot say on YouTube.
It's one thing to say we're going to fund more research and we're going to work on this. There's promising research in the field. More funds need to be dedicated to this cause because it's been underfunded for generations. That's one thing. Saying we're going to cure cancer and I'm going to shut down the virus, that's a Joe Biden thing. And the only reason he gets away with it is because the media does not hold him accountable. When Donald Trump speaks in hyperbole or overpromises, he's held to account. Although the difference was that Donald Trump would promise something and then deliver under budget and ahead of schedule, at least in many instances. Whereas Joe Biden promises you the world and then doesn't even try. And here's another example, as he is now giving up on his federal response to the COVID pandemic and probably just going to focus on more mandates and more authoritarian measures. Who knows, maybe federal databases.
Your boy said, can't do shit, I'm going to the beach. If that would have been Trump, if this would have been Trump, this would have been the non-stop news coverage. Trump goes on vacation while the country suffers.
Are coming and federal agencies knocking at your door if you don't comply with these federal mandates. I mean, what an absolute clown. Going back to that Washington Post piece, his unpopularity is no puzzle at all, I'll tell you that much. That's what I got for you guys though. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share it as much as possible. We're still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. I gotta get back to work though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
All right. Y'all make sure you get back over to Liberal Hivemind's page. Give him a like, give him a share, give him a sub. Throw him a comment. Like you heard him say, he's shadow banned. I'm shadow banned. I know how it feels. You can definitely tell a difference in channel growth and outreach between the shadow ban and not. You really can. I know a lot of people were like, oh, that's just a conspiracy theory or whatever. It is not. There's definitely a wall that gets thrown up. I'm hoping mine falls off in the middle of January and I can go forward from there, but we'll see. That's why we focus on the alternative channel. We stream live on YouTube and DLive every day from 9 to 11. The full episodes go up on BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey. What can stay on YouTube stays on YouTube, but I put clips up on all of the channels. Y'all check them out.